Hello, everybody. Welcome to this concluding episode of the series, Diversity in Service. We have already put together 7 episodes earlier, and this is the 8th one. And we focus today on diverse fundraising initiatives from across the globe, from each of the 8 constitutional areas of LCI. Of course, these are just a few. Lions use a variety of strategies locally to raise funds so that our services can continue. Even virtually, we have continued our fundraising initiatives. We will talk about them today, some of them, as I would say. Vice President Dr. Patty Hill has been a guide and mentor through this entire series. We welcome her to this concluding episode, and Vice President Patty, over to you.
Thank you so much, past International Director AP. You give me credit for being a guiding mentor, but let me thank you and Sangeeta and your team for actually bringing these ideas to reality so that we could enjoy 7 unique episodes about diversity in service already this year. And if some of you, Lions, Leos, and friends who've joined us today, welcome. If some of you missed any of those episodes, you can go back and find them on Facebook or on the Eastern India Lions Leadership Academy site. If you have any trouble finding those, reach out. They are a wealth of knowledge and examples and inspiration about diversity in service. Now, all of our service requires us, the volunteers, to complete it. But many of our activities also require funds. So today, the 8th episode is dedicated to the topic of how we find the funds that we need to do our service. And there will be a broad range of ideas, so keep your notebook handy. And those ideas will range from making personal contributions to traditional club fundraising, to online virtual raising, to crowdsourcing. Today is a packed treasure trove of ideas for your fundraising. Plus, we have something very special today. We will not just talk the talk, we will walk the walk. Today is all about fundraising, and today we're doing it online. During this webinar, we will have an online fundraiser in which you can participate, and we'll have more details about that for you just shortly. In the interim, let's get started. We have a full schedule today of brilliant, successful fundraising activities shared by you, the Lions, from all around the world.
Thank you, Vice President, for setting the tone for this webinar. And we are so thrilled that we are joined today by our LCIF chairperson, our incoming president. We are truly honored also to have with us past President Joe Preston, who's also joined us. Each individual has a talent. Can we use that to raise funds? Let us hear from past International President Joe Preston how he did just that.
Hello, this is Lion Joe Preston. I served as president of Lions Clubs International in 2014-15 and as the chairperson of LCIF the following year. I love our foundation, LCIF, the fact that it exclusively supports Lions-led projects and that 100% of our donations go back out in service, as our expenses are funded out of our earned income of our investments. Very few organizations can make that claim. You know, during this pandemic, I've had more time to myself, and I finally started painting. I've always enjoyed art and finally had some time to pursue it. As a Lion, I've always supported LCIF financially, as does my home club, but I've always wanted to do more. So I came up with a way to support LCIF at a higher level. I have sold or auctioned off 4 of my paintings with all of the proceeds going to charity, and my charity of choice is LCIF. I donate my material, my time and my talent, and it's raised a lot of money. But for you, it might be another charity besides LCIF, but the same principle works. And maybe you don't paint, but you make pottery, do needlework, or something similar. You can use your skills to raise money for your favorite Lions charity. And maybe art is not your thing. You can use your professional or your vocational skills, like donating 2 hours of accounting services, 3 hours of carpentry, whatever. And you can decide which Lions charity you want the proceeds to go to. I want to encourage you to put your skills to use in raising funds as a way to give more and a way to accomplish more. But I don't want to just talk about this. I want to show you. See, I'm donating this 16 by 20 inch painting called A Horse with a View. The horse is tied up just outside of Goldfield Mine in Western Town at the edge of the mountains, a few miles from my home in Mesa, Arizona, USA. While the horse's owner is out getting food and drink at the nearby saloon, this beautiful brown horse is enjoying the best view in the house, overlooking the rugged Superstition Mountains. I'm donating this painting to the Lions of Multiple District 322 and ask that they send any proceeds that they receive to Multiple District, to send their money to LCIF. They're not going to raffle or auction it off as part of this seminar today because that's not the purpose of the seminar. But I will ship the painting to past International Director Sangeeta, knowing that she will put the money to good use. It's a side benefit. I'm having my paintings auctioned off. One of the things that came out of that is somebody came up to me and asked, why don't we charter a Lions Club made up of artists? And well, that concept has kind of evolved. The artists will donate at least one piece of their art to the club for fundraising and display the rest of their art at the club's website for sale to the public. The members/artists will raise money for charity, and by pooling their artwork, will really create a virtual art gallery. I'll be serving as the guiding lion for this news club that we hope to have chartered within the next few months. If this artist club is as successful as we think it is going to be, based upon our initial feedback, we hope this concept spreads to other countries and communities and sharing the same virtual art gallery. The artists support the club by donating their artwork. The club supports noble causes, and the artists display their artwork to a wider market, a win for everybody involved. And if it works for paintings and sculptures, it'll probably work for specialty crafts and other art forms. But back to the seminar. Lions, please put your thinking caps on how you can use your skills to raise money for your charity of choice. You can do this by yourself or by working with somebody. You can team up with one of your friends, a group of Lions, or maybe even your entire Lions Club will take on a project. One club got together and made masks and face shields to combat the pandemic. Originally, they were going to just make those for their local community, but they became so popular that they've been shipping them outside of the community as well. It's been a steady way for them to raise money. Another club had 4 of their members get together to crochet winter hats for needy children. They must have made over 100 hats. You know, it started out as a service project. When somebody in the community saw what they were doing, they made a sizable donation to that Lions Club. It's amazing how good things happen when we stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking about others. And isn't that what we do as Lions? We serve without any thought for personal gain. You know, the world is changing right before our eyes. As Lions, we need to adjust, adapt, and find new ways to serve and raise funds. Maybe you'll accomplish this by donating one of your paintings or a piece of jewelry you design or using some of your other talents. It's all about bettering our communities and helping more people in need. So be creative, assess your abilities, and put your skills to work for the good of others.
Thank you so much, PIP Joe. That was fantastic. And thank you so much for that wonderful gesture. So Lions, are you ready for this? Even though PIP Joe said that we won't auction it, I think we will auction it right here. What do you say? So we are opening up the auction for this beautiful piece of art, which carries the signature of past International President Joe. Please feel free to bid for it. Put it down in the chat box. I did see some hands raised. I would request you put it down in the chat box, and the highest bidder will get the painting and the total money contributed to our foundation. So Lions, let's start bidding on the chat box.
Thank you, Past Director Sangeeta. You've set the ball rolling, as Vice President said, for the process of the actual fundraiser in this webinar as well. It will be interesting to see how it goes on. So not only painting, Lions also sell flowers and raise funds. And let's take a continental flight and the intercontinental flight to see how the Lions of France do this. Welcome, ID Nicole, as we will learn how the Lions of France is successfully initiating.
Les tulipes contre le cancer existent depuis 1988. C'est une action qui a démarré au club de Falaise. Il y a 53 lieux de plantation en France. Après avoir planté les tulipes en octobre et novembre dernier, eh bien, nous sommes en train de les recueillir actuellement. Nous fabriquons les bouquets de tulipes. Ces bouquets sont transportés sur des lieux de points de vente, ce qui nous permet évidemment de recueillir des dons importants, puisque actuellement on peut dire que sur l'ensemble de la France, on recueille entre 950 000 € et 1 million d'euros. C'est pour nous fondamental de faire cette opération parce que ça fait évoluer terriblement la recherche contre le cancer. Et nous sommes tous mobilisés chaque année à cette période. 3000 bénévoles, 180 clubs associés en France. Voilà, c'est une des plus belles opérations humanitaires du Lions Club. Le contrat vase est une autre possibilité également de proposer des tulipes en démarchant les entreprises, en démarchant les commerçants. Et nous nous engageons à livrer un bouquet de 20 tulipes chaque semaine, c'est-à-dire pendant les 3 semaines de la campagne tulipe.
Why this tulip campaign has been successful? Because first, the cause, the cancer. In each family we know someone who had a cancer or people who are affected by this disease. So many people are aware of it and want to help. In France, we have nearly 300,000 cancer cases each year and 150,000 deaths. Cancer is the second leading cause of death after cardiovascular disease. Everyone knows that researchers, doctors, nursing staff and associations serving patients at the forefront of the fight against cancer need financial resources, and research in France is working to develop a therapeutic vaccine. Of course, Lions Club are mobilized for this cause. Secondly, the plots to grow the tulips are not far away from the city center, as public sees the lion planting the tulips in autumn and sees the tulips growing. So after the harvest at early springtime, public is eager to buy these tulips. Third, they know for which disease these tulips are grown because of the banners in the fields. In the video you heard that each year with the 63, now 60 plots, we raise more than $1 million US. If we take the example of one plot where 100,000 bulbs are planted with only 15 loose, then the Lions can raise about 25,000 euros. A wonderful action you can develop in your country with selflessness, easy to organize, to raise a lot of money.
Simple and great idea. That comes from ID Nicole. In this series, we've been especially fortunate to have our executive officers so involved and so committed to even sharing ideas. Today, we have with us LCIF chairperson, who's going to be sharing some fundraising ideas too.
Greetings, Multiple District 322 and Lions from the world. My name is Gudrun Ingvadóttir, and I join you today from my home in Iceland as chairperson of our foundation, LCIF. I extend special thanks to past international directors, Sangeeta Jatia and AP Singh, for inviting me to today's discussion on fundraising as you conclude your series on diversity in service. You have my gratitude for planning these wonderful monthly episodes. Topics you are highlighting are so important as we continue serving through diversity and kindness. Before I continue, I want you to know my heart goes out to you and to your neighbors, families, and friends. Your beloved country of India has been impacted severely by COVID-19, which continues to devastate your communities. You're in my thoughts, and please know our foundation is here to support you and communities in need throughout your country. LCIF's disaster relief funds exist exactly for challenging times like this. Today, I'm grateful for this opportunity to talk about some unique fundraising events I have witnessed since the pandemic began. In India, you successfully learned to meet and fundraise virtually through conventions, forums, and even a pinning ceremony. In April, Lions in the United States and Canada raised over $900,000 during a 4-hour telethon. It was truly amazing and so much fun. Facebook fundraisers have also been a wonderful way to spread the word about Lions and our foundation. Since March 2020, over $55,700 have been raised through 104 fundraisers. In my home country and in several districts throughout the world, virtual happy hours have been hosted, giving us a chance to not only to raise money, but also to connect with each other and enjoy great fellowship and entertainment. Moving to Italy, Lions there held a virtual piano concert fundraiser. And Leos in the United States hosted their own virtual concert to raise funds for LCIF and Campaign 100. Lions in Indonesia held a social distanced bicycle ride to raise funds for our global foundation. Past Council Chairperson Lou Onley of Australia challenged Lions in his country to donate in order to get a vote on what color he'd dye his hair for a month. The overwhelming choice was purple, which PCC Lou wore very well. I've been so inspired by the resilience of Lions and Leos throughout the world. Since March 2020, Lions have raised more than $57 million in cash towards our Campaign 100 goal. Raising funds in the midst of a global pandemic may seem like an impossible task, but it has been proven that with a little creativity and willingness to embrace new ways of fundraising, we can achieve our goal. As I speak with Lions and Leos, especially in this time when serving with our hands in person remains challenging, I always share that to serve means to both do and give. It's comforting to know I can count on you to give what you can to LCIF India, individually and collectively as a club. Thank you for promoting LCIF and Campaign 100 and sharing stories of how LCIF grants have impacted your communities. Storytelling is a powerful force for driving campaign support. I leave you today praying for the health of India and thanking you for your support. Be safe and be well.
Thank you, LCIF Chairperson, for that wonderful message and the bouquet of fundraising ideas that you shared with us. That really adds value to this webinar. And now, friends, we welcome past International President Dr. Wing Kung Tam to share the success story of the Lions of China.
In the year of 2008, a Richter scale 9 degrees earthquake struck China in Sichuan area. More than 90,000 people were killed, and so many people, they lost their families, their homes, and also their wealth. The Lions in China organized medical teams and support teams, went over to Sichuan area and to provide the service to the people in these areas. And they've been staying there for more than 6 months and helping people in this area and then to recover their normal life. In the year of 2011, the Lions in China organized medical teams going to the country of Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, and providing medical service over there, and conducted more than 1,200 cataract surgeries in these areas. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Lions in China, they're organizing their teams together and try to offer the support to Lions in other areas. For example, like Kenya, France, and Korea. All these projects are the projects that are being organized and done by the Lions in China to the rest of the world. But nevertheless, in China, they also offer their service to various projects and organizing a lot of supports to the people in China. By having those projects, it takes a lot of effort and time for them to raise the resources, especially raising fundings to support all these projects. You may ask how and why they are able to do it. I just want to share with you, most importantly, when we started the Lions in China in the year of 2002, it took us a lot of effort and support to offer the training to the Lions, especially the new Lions in China. Because during that period of time, they have no idea exactly what they are doing as a lion. That's one thing very important. The Chinese people believe in their philosophy of giving. They understand it's always good to give than to take and to receive. So the Lions slowly by slowly understand that the responsibility of being a good lion is to offer their service and the support to their community and to the world. And by doing so, that's the reason why the Lions, they are able to immediately respond to whatever there's a need in the world. That's what we say, where there's a need, there's a lion. And the Lions, they are able to do it. And I just want to share with all of you about what the Lions are doing in China. And they are having, different foundations in order to offer the support to the immediate need in the world or in China. So fellow Lions, I hope that you are also able to do the same thing like what the Lions in China are doing. And this is nothing what we call this special. We call it all the Lions in the world. They are doing exactly the same like the Lions. I just want to share with you a small story about what Lions are doing. And I hope that, all the Lions in the world, they are also able to do the same thing as what the Lions are doing in China. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tam. What is online fundraising? Past District Governor Antti Forsell will share what it's all about in this presentation.
Thank you so much for the invitation to your session. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Lion Antti Forsell from MD107 Finland, and I'll talk to you about the online crowdfunding today. What is crowdfunding? Traditionally, we used to get as much money from as small amount of sources as possible, but the crowdfunding actually means that we get small amount of money from large amount of people. However, when we talk about the traditional and modern crowdfunding, it means that crowdfunding is nothing new. Crowdfunding used to be that we had a piggy bank in our homes or a jar where we put a change, or in our meetings, we could pass the hat and collect the money for that. It's a source of crowdfunding. But now today, what is the crowdfunding? The entire world is our crowdfunding source. So we just post a crowdfunding platform, we put it up as an ad, and then people can start donating as soon as they have an access to that. If you're successful with the crowdfunding, we can actually draw lots of volunteers for us as joining us clubs, seeing that valuable work we do and then funds where we collect them. That draws new members for us as well. I'll talk to you about the few platforms that we can use to crowdfunding, and Facebook is the easiest choice to start with. In Facebook, on the left-hand side, you can see how the fundraiser you can set up for any cause. Typically, you might have seen Facebook fundraisers for birthdays. They might be on various causes. One cause easily that you can set up is at Lions Clubs International Foundation. There's a separate button. You go in the Facebook space over there and click that. You can set up your own crowdfunding for LCIF. That's very easy. I think the next one is one of the largest online crowdfunding platforms on a personal level that you can do, GoFundMe. Over there, you can set up the fundraiser. It's a very nice that it shows you what is the current situation, what is your target, how many people have donated, and what amount of it has been shared, and how many people follow that. So that's very, very nice from the GoFundMe, and it's easy access as well. I think the next level of the crowdfunding platforms would be PayPal, which is the online transaction system. You can set up either personal crowdfunding, which is on the right-hand side, or you can have a club account and create a crowdfunding for your club, which have a little bit more sophistication, that you can have predetermined values and courses and sub-courses, whether they want to donate on specific target on a sub-target. And you have a QR code for PayPal that you can attach to any of your local live events. And by clicking a QR code, you actually go to directly to the donation page, and people can have easy access there as well. And the last one that I'm going to talk to you about is the website-based. On the website, you can create a crowdfunding. This is a Lions from Switzerland. They have various courses, and then you select the one. You can similarly see what has been donated, how much, similar effects as any other crowdfunding platform. But please note that on the website, you need to be very appealing with your text and pictures and drawing attention and be emotional. And that applies for all platforms. Finally, I want to have a few practical hints and reminders for you. Think ahead whether you are a trusted person, or is your Lion Club more trusted. Who would be crowdfunding? Who is establishing that crowdfunding campaign? Next, each crowdfunding platform has transaction costs. So if the people are donating 10 euros, it might not be the 10 euros that you actually receive. Be open about it and be transparent about it for your donors. And always remember to donate yourself. You're showing example, you're engaging and starting the campaign, so they want to see that, okay, you are also committed with this. As I talked about it being emotionally appealing, it means that when you win the hearts, you win the money. You need to have content that actually gets people emotional and donate the money for that cause. And have a proper marketing plan where you want to say that you sharing it here, you sharing it there. How do you want to get your attention for all the people in the world to donate the money? Because the crowdfunding platforms are public, international, so there can be your target groups, but also potential members and other people interested in your community to share and donate. I think that's it. If you have any questions, you can contact me and I can help you get started with the crowdfunding on any of these platforms that I just talked to you about. Thank you so much.
Thank you, PDG Antifossel. And we'll right now move on to a practical demonstration of virtual fundraising. It is possible and it is easy. And showing us that example would be Laurie Sheehan, how she succeeded in raising funds. And in case some of you, the viewers, have guessed it, yes, she's related to our Vice President, Brian Sheehan.
Out and about with the pandemic, it doesn't mean that our service stops. And I know we have all worked really hard to find different ways to serve until we can go back to what our normal is. So I decided to, I had made the commitment at the beginning of the pandemic to run a 5K or a 10K each week and direct those funds to LCIF unless there was a Lions project going on that I could support. So when I saw that PID-Phil and the Lions in Sarajevo were going to be raising money for the school and the clinic, I decided to hop on board and do what I could do from the US. We were supposed to be in, I think, Ireland at the time, doing some of our planning meetings, and that was canceled, of course, because of COVID. So I chose a spot in Ireland, which is the Ring of Kerry. It was about 225 miles, I think, that I ran total to cover the entire area. And during that run, I just, whatever I could raise, all of those funds were donated to the school and the clinic. And, you know, it was very easy for me to do. There's, no costs or overhead involved. I just use the treadmill that I have at home. If you don't have a treadmill, you can run outside, walk, bike, whatever. I think, as Lions, we always want to do these big projects and of course, fundraise as much as we can and give as much as we can to LCIF and to the projects in our communities. But I want to remind everyone that while those big fundraisers are so needed and they're great, there's so much that we can do individually and that adds up over time. So you can do this on your own. You can very easily make a commitment to walk or bike or swim, whatever your passion is. Might be artwork, whatever it is, and be able to raise funds virtually. So I did this in the U.S. It's very easy to set up on Facebook and have the funds directed to LCIF through Facebook. You'd have to check and see what the regulations are in your country, but find what you can do. And the easiest way to link, you can always link to the LCI website, and the LCIF links are right there. So, think about what you're passionate about, what you would like to raise. It might be a project in your community that you want to raise money directly for that, or just to LCIF to direct it to disaster relief or hunger or environment, whatever it is that you want to do. So just remember that you can, if everyone were to do these smaller projects individually, that adds up. I think one thing that we're so proud of as Lions is that every dollar that we raise, that entire dollar goes back towards the project. This wasn't a huge fundraiser. I think with my run, we maybe hit $3,000. But that's $3,000 that they didn't have before. So just remember that you can do these smaller projects. Every dollar that you raise goes to these awesome Lions projects that we're doing around the world. And, just tap into your creativity and find what you're passionate about. And it's very, very easy to do. You don't have to wait for the big projects to serve your communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurie. Absolutely. And that's what all our speakers have said so far. Use your creativity. And those who have been personally messaging me about the bids for the paintings, please put it on the Q&A. I'm sorry I said chat box. It's the Q&A. You can put it there. And we do see some bids coming in. So we don't need to go out to raise funds. The strategy of Ohio County Virtual Lions Clubs gives us an easy solution of how we can raise funds staying at home.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lion Matt Rafa, and I'm the first vice president of the Ohio County Virtual Lions Club, a specialty cyber club located in Wheeling, West Virginia in the United States. And I have been asked to speak to you today about our virtual yard sale or our eBay store. A few tenets of our fundraising are located on the screen here. And the one that I really want to draw your attention to is the bringing dollars from outside the service area to help our service area. And so for a number of businesses in our service area, they have been really hurt during the pandemic. And so it may not be a good idea or even a possibility to hit up the same sponsors year after year, especially after taking the hit that they took during the pandemic. So for that reason, we are always looking for ways to bring dollars from outside of our area and then be able to use them in our service area. This is a logo that we created for our virtual yard sale. It kind of gives the idea of it being just like a traditional yard sale, but a little bit different. So we set up an eBay account and we asked people to donate stuff to us during the pandemic in times when it was really difficult for them to find places that would take donations and while they were still home spring cleaning. So we used the opportunity to get people that were already focusing on spring cleaning to donate stuff to us that we might then be able to turn around and sell to someone else through our eBay store. And the old adage, one man's trash is another man's treasure, certainly is true in this example. And one of the things that we really like about it is it also doubles as an environmental project, because a lot of the stuff that is getting ready to be thrown out, we're giving it a second life and reusing it by giving it to someone else and allowing them to make use of it. And they give us money in return to put into our other service projects. So in just a short amount of time, less than a year, we've generated 174 sales, totaling almost $1,200. We've had the smallest sale be just at $1, and our largest sale at over $200 turned out to be a pair of sneakers that somebody had gotten as a gag gift for a party, and it turned out to be a huge sale for us. We've sold in 39 different states throughout the United States, as well as in Canada and South Korea. So again, trying to get money from outside of our service area and bring it directly to our service area. So our takeaways are very simple. Try to bring that money from outside your service area by using virtual engagement and ways to try to sell things online. And we found a need and we figured out how to turn it into a fundraiser to fill another need in our community. This has just been a short summary of what we have done, but for more details and a how-to guide for setting up an eBay store, we hope to have a video up on our own YouTube page in the near future, and you can find that on our website, ohiocountyvirtuallions.club. Thank you again for your time, and it was an honor to speak to you about one of our projects. Thank you for letting us share.
Thank you for sharing that wonderful piece of information. In less than 3 weeks, International President Choi shall hand over the baton of leadership in our organization to our first vice president. Our incoming president, Doug Alexander, has joined us from Brooklyn. Let us hear what he has to say.
Hello. I am International First Vice President Douglas Alexander, and I would like to congratulate the Eastern India Lions Leadership Academy on their excellent webinar series on diversity in service. I know that this series is coming to an end, And I know that we're all looking forward to what might be coming next. I understand they are looking at starting a new series very soon. So let's keep our eyes and ears open for when the new series will come. But I want to congratulate them on a job well done on this first series around diversity in service. And a special congratulations goes out to past International Director A.P. Singh and past International Director Sangeeta Jadia for work well done. I am so proud of both of you and all that you do and contribute to our great association. Keep up the great work. Again, we'll be looking for the next series that you are working on. And the Lions, I'm sure, appreciate all that you do for our great association. So again, thank you, and continue to serve and to serve safely and to serve with kindness, because kindness truly matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Doug. You have motivated us to start all over again. And those, I believe you cannot see the bids as they come on the Q&A. And we have till now reached a figure of $850. $850 till now. Around 15 bids have come in, and I have some on my chat box also. So we are at 850. So if you want to bid beyond 850, please put it on the Q&A and we will be able to see it. Krapfen, I believe it's something like donuts in Germany, is a fundraiser for many clubs there. In fact, the presenter even sent us a recipe of how we make these donuts. So let's learn how they raise funds through selling Krapfens.
Hello out there. My name is Ulrich Feierlein. I'm a proud member and the current past president of the Lions Club Lauf an der Pegnitz, Germany, Multi-District 111. Our international president, Peter Hill, asked me to present a fundraising activity, the so-called Krapfenschmaus, and of course, I'm delighted and honored to do so. Therefore, first of all, I'd like to present you a Krapfen. This is a Krapfen. It's something like a donut, but without hole and filled with rosehip and topped by powder sugar. In Germany, Krapfen are traditionally eaten during the carnival season. This season starts each year on the 11th of November at 11:11 a.m. Therefore, that's the day we deliver the Krapfen. Let's talk about the organization. We write letters to private companies, local business people, public institutions, or private people that are hopefully willing to sponsor some Krapfen. The Krapfen go to their own businesses or employees, to their customers, or are sponsored for schools, kindergartens, offices, hospitals, homes for senior citizens, or similar purposes. The sponsors buy boxes with 24 Krapfen for €30. The bakery provides us with special conditions, therefore 50 cents per Krapfen go to the club, which makes in total €12 per box as profit. Some more details about the procedure. As the activity is in November, the letters are sent to potential sponsors after summer holidays, some 8 weeks before the event. When the final number is set, we place an order at our partner bakery. The Krapfen are delivered to our distribution point at a very early hour, and the Lions members deliver the Krapfen with their private cars to the recipients in time until 11:11 a.m. The tours are planned in advance, and everyone gets a list of how many boxes it has to load and to deliver to which recipient. The sponsors get an invoice and pay via transfer afterwards. The recipients are supplied with flyers referring to the activity and the Lions organization. After the activity, the profit outcome is donated to local social projects. In this context, we always try to get a proper feedback from the local press. In the last 9 years, the amount of money our club raised has gradually increased. We started with some €6,000 in 2012 and established since 2015 at about €12,000 per year. And fortunately, we are not the only Lions club in Germany doing this Krapfenschmaus. All over Germany, the Lions Club sold since then some 1.5 million Krapfen and raised more than €75,000, which equals about $900,000. Frankly spoken, this activity was not my idea. Our club member Rudy Raab started this activity in 2012 and is organizing this event since then with the support of his charming wife Sonja. For his efforts, Rudy was honored with the District Governor Award some years ago, and Sonja was honored with the Medal of Merit, and we are more than thankful for their commitment. Our project is so successful that it has been just nominated for the European Citizenship Award, granted by the European Parliament in Brussels, Belgium. Receiving this award would be one of the greatest honors our club has ever received. We will know in September. Please keep your fingers crossed. The good thing for all Lions around the world is that this activity can easily be copied and also be done with other local specialties. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.
Friends, we are truly honored today to have with us Vice President Brian Sheehan share his thoughts about this series. Let's hear it from Vice President Sheehan.
Hi, everyone. International Second Vice President Lion Brian here. I'd like to thank past International Director AP Singh and PID Sangeeta and their entire team for inviting me here today, and I commend them on the great series they put together on diversity and service, especially in a time when we all needed it the most. I hope that you've been to all of the previous episodes because there is a lot of great information and ideas in them. These service items can easily be duplicated or added to so that we can change the lives of so many people. We need to build and execute our ideas and plans on how we can apply our service skills and put them to good use. Life is all about opportunities. This pandemic for the last 14 months has created unbelievable opportunities for us as Lions. We are coming into post-pandemic now, so we must continue to plan on how we will help those in need. We must look at these needs and create those new opportunities for many months to come. It's up to you and every one of us at this event, including me, to take advantage of these opportunities and to execute a plan to get results and help those that need it. Excuses will always be there for us because we can always make up an excuse as to why we didn't do something during this time. Opportunities are not always there, and they will vanish if you do nothing with them. We can create great things when we are aware that opportunities are there, and we can take advantage of them to help out others. This pandemic has put so many more people in need right now, and even more in the months to come. This pandemic is creating more opportunities for us, the Leos and the Lions, to help others more than ever before, as a single person in this entire world has been affected. Now is the time to be creative on what you can do to change and affect the lives of those that are in need. Do not be the one that makes up an excuse as to why your club has done nothing. I've always said, don't use this pandemic as to why we lose members. Do not use this pandemic as a reason as to why we don't meet. And do not use this pandemic as an excuse not to serve others. With episodes like this series on diversity and service, we can all be creative in what we can do individually, as well as what our clubs can do, as well as what our districts can do, as well as what we can do as an organization. The world needs you and Lions Clubs International like never before. Great opportunity is only good if you take the preparation and the planning on what you can do about these unfortunate issues and turn them into a positive. I want to give a huge thank you and congratulations to the army of contributors that have shared everything from projects that they have personally been involved in or have seen, in addition to their sharing of ideas and visions of how Lions can contribute their time and efforts to make this world a better place for all of humanity. Lions need you and more people just like you. So go out there and give a non-Lion an opportunity to serve in this organization to make a difference. This world needs you and our service diversity more than ever. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Vice President. And for those who cannot, because you cannot see it on the screen, the bids have now reached $975 US. We've got around 14 bids, 900, 950, 975. They don't know that it's there, but it's still coming and going strong. So PIP Joe, you did it. Thank you so much. Who said fundraising cannot be fun? It can be fun. Let us learn how past International Director V.V. Krishna Reddy made fundraising a fun idea.
Fundraising can be two types: specific fundraising activity and general fundraising activity. I'll just take you through one simple example of specific activity fundraising. This coupon is designed to raise funds for cataract surgeries. One side of the coupon, it is written, close your eyes for a moment before turning this coupon. Yes, friends, let's all close our eyes for a moment. Yes, let's see what is written on the other side of the coupon. Can you imagine living even for a moment without vision? Yes, we all experience now when we are closing our eyes that is very impossible. Yes, I would like to bring vision to the lives of others. Please accept my contribution of 1,000 rupees towards one cataract surgery. Imagine a Lions Club has got 40 members and President provides 10 coupons like this to each member and 40 members bringing in 400,000 rupees for 400 cataract surgeries. So this is what is important to engage members in a Lions Club and also gets funds for the service project. Now I would like to take you through a general fundraising activity from our home club. I belong to a Lions Club of Bangalore East, joined in 1995. My club president has asked me to be the chairperson of the fundraising activity in 1998. Yes, I was wondering what kind of fundraising activity to be done that year. And I was asking our past presidents and inquiring about the previous fundraising programs in our club. But I understand not a major activity is done to raise funds in addition to contributing funds from our members. So I thought I would come out with an innovative idea. And I'm basically a lover of card games. So I designed a Rummy tournament. It's a 13-card game. And before I went to the board meeting, I also inquired about the legality about this tournament. And I spoke to the local deputy commissioner of police and asked him about this project. So I asked whether any permission is required. He said that it is a card game of 13 cards and no money is transacted. It's not a gambling, it is game. So he asked me to go ahead with the program. Then I went to my board members and spoke to them about this project and convinced them about this project. And we conceived this fundraising concept. And we called that program as Rummy Magic 1998. And we printed the marketing materials like this, the flyer. The one side of the flyer is the game of Rummy details. And other side is all the activities of our Lions Club. You can see this flyer here, which is used in 2018. Now, one side of the flyer, we see the entry fee and other details. And other side of the coupon, we have all our club projects printed. And it's also a great image building activity by giving this kind of flyers to 5,000 people by giving visibility of your club projects, all non-Lions. So friends, imagine 200 people participated in the first year of this event in 1998, and we could raise about 1.5 lakh rupees in that year. And now we conduct every year from 1998 till 2019 we conducted, and 2020, of course, we could not do because of the pandemic. And we have been raising now of late 20 lakh rupees in one day through this fundraising activity. Friends, this basically 8 people play in a table, and out of 8, 3 are qualified and 5 will be disqualified, and 3 qualified people will go to next round and 5 disqualified people will buy re-entry coupons, and then like that it will go on till semi-finals, finals, and in the final there'll be only one table where we give prizes to all the finalists and first prize to 8 or 9 prizes. So this is what is a very interesting fundraiser of our Lions Club.
Thank you, PID Krishna. We know that's an interesting game. And now let's move on to another constitutional area. Putting together an extravaganza like the International Spring Festival in Peru is a lot of work. It is also a great PR tool, but essentially it is a fundraiser. Let's watch.
Hello, Lions from India. This is Past District Governor Paulo Cáceres, and I'm greeting you from Trujillo, Peru, District H1. And today I would love to share with you one of the biggest events, fundraising events that we have here in Peru, which is the International Spring Festival that is sponsored by Trujillo Lions Club. You may be wondering, what is this festival about? I will let you know right away. This is an event, a cultural event, but also a fundraising at the same time. The Lions Club from this city start planning the festival with 1 year ahead. And, all the local authorities help and support the festival, and also the people of Trujillo support the festival. Lions of Trujillo plan activities like culture. They invite queens from Lions around Latin America. Also, the beautiful baton twisters from USA. They have coronations for the queen, festival queen, and also for the little ones. The festival is all about the ambassadors. And who are the ambassadors? The queens from the Lions clubs around Latin America. And these queens visit, local authorities. They go to night representations. They go to visit the elderlies, another cities around where another little festivals are held. Like you can see people dance a lot, and there are many presentations where, the people that wants to go, they have to pay some money to buy the tickets. And through the tickets and this money, the Lions Club recollect money and do the fundraising for their service projects. They visit our monuments, Asian monuments, and there are, we are Latinos, there are many parties and social events like that. So, society in Trujillo are waiting for this event, and they are willing to donate money to all activities that are being planned, because they know that through this money, Lions from Trujillo, they can build hospitals, they can be schools, and they can provide health to many people. And the biggest event, the Sunday Festival, where the queens and the companies prepare a spring with flowers floats, and they remember us the beauty of spring, because this is the Spring Festival. I do really love the Sunday parade, because as you can see, it's a win-to-win. The Lions win, the community win, and the companies win. That is why they love to invest in the festival. Their brands are recognized as the one that contribute to the community happiness. And you can see in these pictures, they sponsored. We have soda companies, TV companies, beauty companies, and flowers companies, and all over around the city wants to be part of, even the bands, the local bands. So not only we have the parade and this, we have sport activities like the football match that is being held on this time of the year. Also, we have circus, there is plenty of activities. We have the circus, we have the sport involved, we have dinners and parties like these ones you can see right now, where people enjoy themselves. And, also they are collaborating, they are donating to the good causes. They visit local newspaper, they visit our local monuments, and to invite people, to visitors and tourists to come to Trujillo. And you can see also that allow us to promote our brand, the Lions brand. They go to military events even, You know, we are everywhere that is possible, and many activities are being held around, like this painter contest. And we have like 100 people being involved in this contest, and they visit our local restaurants. So, my dear Lions from India, hopefully you can be inspired by this activity that we do here in my city. You can help your community. You can let them enjoy a free time, a big spectacle, and also get funds for your activities, for your community and service activities, and allow your local brands to be recognized as a social responsible, and let the Lions brand to be recognized. That is why we here in Trujillo, we are the biggest city in Peru with the most Lions number in Peru. Thank you.
Wow. Trust the Lions of Latin America to do everything as an extravaganza and fun. And just to let you know, we have two bidders for $1,000 each. Two bidders for $1,000 each for VIP Joe's beautiful painting. Pedal for funds. Hear how the Lions of Australia just do that. Pedal for funds. The Right for Sight program.
Good afternoon. My name is Ian Grayson. I am past district governor for V3 in Victoria, and I am the chairman for the Ride for Sight committee. The Ride for Sight started 27 years ago, and it's a bicycle ride, ran over 4 days, doing 500 kilometres in 4 days. During this time, the riders they sleep out at night. They are catered for by other Lions clubs along the ride, raises approximately $60,000 a year. And the money that's raised goes for CERA, which is the Centre for Eye Research in Australia. Eye research people in Melbourne run our Lions Eye Bank and donates corneas to people who have eye problems. There's a lot of research done at the eye bank, and the money helps pay for the research. Over the years, we have travelled quite a few kilometres. As you can imagine, in 27 years, we've only missed one ride, and that was last year due to COVID. But the ride averages 500 kilometres every year. So we've ridden from places in the south of Victoria, down around Mallacoota. We've ridden right through to Melbourne, to the city. Normally, it's set up in a circle so that the riders travel in a circle. They come back to where they started from on day 5. And each rider pays a registration fee to join the ride. On top of the registration fee, they are asked to collect money from sponsors for the kilometres that they are going to ride. Some riders bring in $500-$600. Other riders bring in $2,000-$4,000. It's entirely up to the rider. In fact, this year we had a different ride, and we rode in our own neighbourhood because COVID rules stopped us from taking 50 riders out together. So the 50 riders that competed this year rode in groups of 4 and 5. They rode in their own neighbourhoods, and they raised approximately $35,000. A little bit more than that because we ran a raffle, and the raffle has not been drawn yet, so we're still raising funds for the raffle. We have some riders who have ridden every year for the 26 rides. And we have blind riders. We have riders who are totally blind riding tandem bicycles with a sighted rider on the front. There's about 12 of them every year, and they come from places like the Blind Institute and from CERA. Yeah, it's a very interesting ride. It's always done through the countryside, so it's wide open spaces and lots of lots of farming areas and that sort of thing. And as I said before, the Lions clubs do the catering. They put us up, they find a hall where we can sleep in the hall overnight. They give us breakfast the next morning and send us off on our way. Another Lions club will supply morning tea, then a different Lions club will supply lunch, so on and so forth, afternoon tea, and then of an evening, the one Lions club does the dinner. The riders like to eat very well. They like to eat lots of fruit and cheese and milk, things to keep their stamina up. Of an evening, they'll have steak and vegetables, or steak and salad. Morning, they'll have, some have cereal, some have a cooked breakfast, bacon, eggs, those sorts of things. It's a long, hard, arduous ride, lots of hills, lots of interactivity. Every night after dinner, there's always a tail twisting time and competitions between the riders. So, yeah, it goes on for quite a while. And it takes about 6 months to organise and get the ride ready and sign up the required number of riders. We always have about 70 or 80 riders that want to compete, but we restrict it to 50 riders each year. 50 riders out on the road is enough to handle with the police and everything else. So, as I say, it's an annual event. If you'd like to join us, by all means, come to Australia, bring your bike, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful message from Australia. When we talk of fundraising, Lions also dig into their own pockets. PID GS Sora will share how the Lions of Siliguri Greater do just that. Let's watch.
The charity begins at home. Before we go to the community, we should ask our members for the donations. That makes the job easy. Once we start giving from our own pocket, we put our hands in our own pocket, it becomes easier for us to ask others to donate. I can cite an example of my home club, Lions Club of Siliguri Greater, in District 322F, with a investment of $2.5 million converted into Indian currency of 17 crore rupees at that time, with an area of 80,000 square feet. We received the support of LCIF, but 1.3 million was required to be invested locally from our own funds. That was not an easy task. We requested our members to come forward to donate, and every member came generously and donated, ranging from $7,500 to $15,000, where some of the members gave even more. And we could comfortably collect about $650,000 converted to nearly 4.5 crore rupees from the members only. And for the balance amount, we went to the society, and our job became easier. Citing an example of our own donations, we could raise funds from our friends, relatives, and the society, and we built this hospital. Not only this, we ask our members from time to time, wherever we take the new initiatives, we ask donations from our members, and our members give regularly on the birthday and marriages, anniversaries of their children. That donation even comes to nearly $40,000 to $50,000 every year, what we raise from our members on this count. Our club is a 100% Melvin Jones Fellow Club. At the time of campaign size first two, our club became model club, giving $500 per member average. Not only that, the club gave $100,000 during the period of 2005 to 2008. You can see picture at the screen. Became the visionary model club in campaign 100. Every member has donated $750 on an average. If we count the total contribution, our club has become nearly 200% MGF club, because the average contribution by every member is more than $2,000. The member gives at the time of coming to the club minimum $1,000 for the foundation, and we continue to remain as 100% Melvin Jones Fellow Club.
And another club which follows the same principle is Lions Club of Juhu, Let's hear from past Governor Umesh Gandhi.
The first and foremost important is why they have invited me to share the success story of the Lions Club of Juhu. And here it goes. 24 corpus of specific activity at Lions Club of Juhu making a difference. The total amount of corpus is 4 crore 63 lakhs 45,567, amounting to US dollar 643,688. These are all achieved, but how we do it, that's more important. As I told you earlier, our journey in Lions Club of Juhu is a family. Our journey starts from I to we. We believe in we. Every member, almost 80% members contribute to the fundraising activities. And that too, the average fundraised by the members by own contribution, right from $1,000 to $30,000, and that's the contributions people are making it. And that makes our total contribution in a year, on an average, 1 crore to 1.5 crore only contributed by the members. We don't stop here. We do organize a fundraising drive night, and that particular things following the LCI forward. It creates an impact in the community. That fundraising drive has the donation passes worth of 10,000 rupees, 7,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, and our members gets into this. The strong bond is getting created during this show is organized, and member works very hard for that. The success of every fundraising drive provides us the additional cash flow to fundraise for a charity worth about 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs every year. We don't stop here. Our dreams are big, and hence we contact the corporates. Our corporate partners, if you look at it, every year, right from 15, 16, every year the corporate partners have come forward and contributed to our monumental projects. Every projects are well planned by our president, well planned by the team. They make the project, they make all agreements, they make sure that all approvals are comes in, and after that, we visit to the corporate partners. And when the presentation is given to them, I have hardly seen any corporates have declined our request. And that's how we could build so many projects under the banner of Lions Club of Juhu, and we are proud of that. That's where the success is. It doesn't stop here. All said and done, we are also indeed thankful to Lions Club International Foundation. Our few projects are definitely supported by them. Currently, one project, well, LCIF has given us $750,000 US for a Lions Juhu Aruna Abe Oswal Site First project at Bhaktivedanta Hospital. And that's where the success is. Friends, that's how the Lions Club of Juhu works, and ultimately fund is raised.
Friends, we are now going to have, we go back to Europe, our good friend PID Erkki Laine, who will share how the Lions of Finland use the Red Feather campaign to raise funds in that country. And that's an ongoing program year after year after year. So let's hear from PID Erkki Laine.
Dear Lions of the world, in last 50 years, we used to have in Finland as main raising activity Red Feather campaigns. We are mainly selling Red Feather products. You might think, why Red Feather? What is the reason for this kind of name? When I joined my Lions Club year 1973, some later, my late past district governor father was planning for year 1975 Red Feather campaign in his own district as district coordinator. He told me one story. He said, in Japan for a long time ago, children in poor families collected feathers of chicken and painted them with red color. Then they went out and sold red feathers to people and got some money for family. So why not to try Red Feather here in Northern Europe too? It came to us through Sweden, where Swedish Lions arranged their first Red Feather campaign 1965. First Red Feather campaign in Finland was 1972. We were selling small red feathers and stickers having Red Feather picture. Next campaign, 1975, was to help research for heart diseases and high blood pressure. One consequence of our campaign was our parliament established National Blood Pressure Committee. Our campaign 1984 was for veterans. When our Prime Minister opened campaign, he asked every citizen to buy one Red Feather product. On this way, we raised 80% of total result in 1 week. In campaign 1990, among the beneficiaries were, for instance, blind and sight impaired people, deaf people, and people having MSS disease and other organizations. 1999, we arranged our campaign together with Lions of Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland. I used to be at that same time a SightFirst 2 national multinational coordinator. My target was $2.3 million, and it was missing some $250,000. Our last campaign was 2016. Among the partners were Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and Lions Quest, and many other youth organizations. With those 7 campaigns, we were raised funds $48.5 million. And how did we raise funds? Before year 2000, we used to sell only small Red Feathers, stickers including Red Feather, and paperweights. After year 2000 has been many other kind of products. Lately, small Red Feather has changed to be Red Feather pin. There are also shirts. Nice product for women are Red Feather earrings and Red Feather necklace. Paperweight is every time different. In 2016, it was like this. For Red Feather, we have also arranged concerts from club level to national level. 2016, at our main concert, we had audience 10,000 people, and the president of our republic attended it too. When we gave grants to organizations 2017, so IP Pop Corvo visited Finland at the same time and attended occasion. Here is one example of our campaign material. What about the future? The future for this kind of activities might be difficult. Since people don't carry notes and coins, we will have to shift the collection of money through electronic means. Thank you.
Yes, and the Lions of Ireland did just that, understanding that it may not be possible for people to give in cash. They started the next best thing. Let's hear what the Lions of Ireland did.
We're struggling, same as every other organisation. COVID has meant that it's not so easy to hold such events. A lot of our Lions clubs are having to think of new and intuitive ways to raise money. For instance, in Waterford, this year their Christmas concert is being done it's online, and the donations they're going to take in will be done online. It's like a lot of our clubs, they're trying to think of new ways to raise money. They really need the public support. I'd ask that the public is there, don't forget them.
We've always had a huge success with our fundraising at Christmas, but the most important one has always been the carol concert in the cathedral.
Choirs can't rehearse, orchestras can't come together, but thankfully we have enough audio clips from years past and some video clips as well that we can put together a programme that gives a flavour of what the Christmas Hamper Appeal concert is all about. It's giving to Waterford people what they know and love, and hopefully they will give back in return. We've had this programme out online, and it will continue to be available online, and people can respond positively.
Fundraising is completely different this year. We cannot do our normal fundraising for this Christmas event, but we have other ways that you can donate. We have a cart in town and it has tap and go, which is completely safe and can be used at any time. We also have a calendar which is supported by local businesses in Waterford. That's available on sale. Also, you can donate on our Facebook, and we hope that the people of Waterford will be as good this year as they have always been for this worthy cause.
The work of the Lions Club here in Waterford is replicated in towns and cities all over the country. Contact your local branch for more information.
What a wonderful organisation, and they're always looking for your support.
And now we move on to the continent of Africa. The Lions of Kenya are known for their sustainable partnerships. PID Manoj Shah shares the secrets.
I am a firm believer that effectively sustaining our partners in Lionism has tremendous benefits for our Lions clubs and districts. And I am a true live testimony of this in my home country, Kenya, where over the last 20 years, we have managed to sustain relationships with many partners and donors who keep on supporting our Lions projects and activities regularly on a continuous basis. Just to share with you an example of our golden partner and donor, late Dr. Kanubai Babla, who unfortunately passed away 2 years ago. From a humble beginning, 15 years ago when we first met him, we managed to convince him to donate $10,000 for cataract eye camps for our Lions Eye Hospital in Kenya. Little did we know that over the years, Dr. Kanubai Babla would donate and partner with the Lions of Kenya for many projects and activities which are in excess of $10 million. Also, in addition to this, Kanubai at that time became the second largest lead gift donor to Campaign Site First 2 by donating over $5 million to Lions Clubs International Foundation. His nameplate still stands tall in the Hall of Fame at our headquarters in Oakbrook. He never said no to us whenever we had a good project or activity that needed support. Today, although he is not here with us, his family still carries on supporting our Lions initiatives. Sustainable and strategic partnerships are fundamental to us as Lions, especially in these trying times. Any partnership, big or small, will work best when there is a shared goal and trust. Establishing a common purpose sets the foundation and acts as the glue to sustainable and continued support to our Lions. Strategic partnerships enable Lions to bring the best of their talent and strengths forward. Every person, every partner or donor has unique strengths. So honing your partnership strategy to play to those strengths will let you shine. It's rewarding to see how doing so generates functional and creative solutions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, PID Manoj. And an update on the auction. We had a bid of the one who had given $1,000 went up to $1,100, and we have another bid for $1,125. In fact, he asked me what was the highest bid, and I said $1,100. So it's $1,125. So if anybody else wants it, above $1,125. So let's move on now to multiple district 324, and PID NS Shankar will tell us how year after year each governor of that multiple district raises funds even before the year starts. Over to PID NS Shankar.
Good day. We have an excellent fundraising program in Chennai. All the 4 districts in Chennai, 324, A1, A5, A6 and A8, they are practicing it for almost 3 decades now. I am here to report on the success story of this fundraising program. It all started in 1991, usual district directory being printed for clubs and members. The then DG came up with an idea of collecting advertisements, made an appeal to the general public. First year, 6 lakhs of rupees was collected. It was a roaring success. Normally, the DG elect, as soon as the district convention is over, will start this work. Printed appeals will be distributed to the corporates and trading community through the region chairpersons, zone chairpersons, and club officers. It is a mammoth effort. It is a multicolored directory. 5,000 to 6,000 copies are normally printed for each district. Hence, tariff is always on the higher side. As I said earlier, the work starts right earnest from April 2nd or 3rd week, as soon as the district convention is over. Within 8 to 10 weeks period, the campaign to fundraising is being carried on. Weekly review meetings are held, conducted. These events are used as ice-breaking sessions among the office bearers, that is region chairpersons, zone chairpersons, corporates, jewelers, and textile shops. They only corner all the important pages, the front cover, back cover, inner covers, few front pages, page markers. Before the DG leaves for the international convention on June 30, this program is completed. The fundraising program will be completed. Directory advertisement collections, even before the line year begins, is the best form of fundraising program, I would rather say. Normally 1,000 to 1,200 pages are printed in each directory. Sometimes some governors print 2 directories with 600 to 700 pages. It has got an advertisement value, hence it records high collections year after year. Average collection is 1 crore, 135,000 US dollars per district. 4 districts in Chennai together collect a minimum of 3 crores per year, which is approximately $400,000. After 15 to 18% of the printing cost, the balance amount of 2.5 crores, that is 330,000 US dollars, is available for service activities for the districts. You will wonder what motivates the trading community to release advertisements in this district directory. As I said earlier, it has got advertisement value. It is circulated to 5,000 members and their families, and the over and above the expenditure, whatever is available, it is being spent on service activities. Advertisement is an expenditure allowed 100%, yet it also becomes a donation for the advertiser, and poor and marginalized people benefit out of this scheme. Why line leaders evince interest? There is in fact a competition between the region chairpersons and zone chairpersons to collect more and get noticed or gain prominence in the district. During inactive months of May and June, active lineistic campaign set to roll. That is one of the best things to happen in any district. It is time to interact with club leaders and district officials for the region chairpersons and zone chairpersons. Interest in printed directory with advertisements continue even today, even after 30 years. Though digital directory has come, online directory has come, yet printed directories find a place of importance. Lions want to keep it as a record, maybe as a document. It's like reading books and newspapers in printed form in spite of web pages, websites available everywhere. Enjoy, reap the benefits of fundraising program through the district directory till it lasts. All the best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, PID Shankar. And now the secrets of the Epicurean delights. Put your favorite recipes together and you have a bestseller. Let us hear about this project for fundraising from Lions Susie Stapas.
Hi, Lions. I'm PCC Susie Stathis from District 35I in Florida, USA. When our governor asked me to come up with a district fundraiser for LCIF, I talked to a friend of mine and we came up with the idea to do a cookbook fundraiser that would allow social distancing in the middle of the pandemic. Everyone knows when you start a new project, you have to choose your project, choose your team, choose your participants, choose your dollar goal, choose your timeline, and choose your advertising and promotion method. We set a goal to raise $500 for LCIF and keep Lions connected with fun during COVID. Our District Lions Cookbook fundraiser for LCIF had a purpose to raise funds for LCIF and promote unity and fun during the COVID lockdown. We had a great team. We chose the zone chairs as project team leaders. The zone chair with the most participants received a certificate from the governor. We chose one leader from each of 2 geographical areas to promote, and their name was on the back cover with the chairperson in the thank you. There were first and second place winners chosen in each category, and a blue ribbon watermark shown on the page of the cookbook under their recipe. We chose one leader to design our cover page, who received credit on the cover. We chose every lion of our 8 zones as participants. We asked Lions to donate $5 for each recipe they submitted to the cookbook fundraiser. Recipes could be real or just plain fun. We promoted 1 free cookbook for each lion who submitted. Only 1 book, regardless of how many recipes they gave and how many $5 bills they gave. After all, it was a fundraiser for LCIF. We advised the cookbook would be on plain paper, folded in half, and stapled in the middle to save on printing costs. And we did offer that there would be more books to sell on that final district cabinet meeting. Lions could either email or mail the recipe to the chair of the project, and we entered each recipe after we received the $5 for their submission. We set the submission date 1 month before the final district cabinet meeting to allow time for typing and editing and printing of the cookbook. And yes, we did allow late submissions. We turned in all the money raised to the district treasurer to hold until the project was completed. To promote our project, we asked Lions to join the fun and share their favorite recipe. We sent emails every 2 weeks. 1 group to the zone chairs, 1 group to the club presidents and secretaries, 1 group to the club LCIF coordinators, and 1 to the past District Governors Association. Each group was asked to share the flyer and promote the project. We posted in monthly district newsletters. We put reminders on Facebook. We promoted at each Zoom and in-person meeting that we attended. And we called some Lions that we knew were really good cooks because we wanted their recipe in the book. And what happened as a result of that? We doubled our goal. We raised $1,000. And the Lions voted at that meeting that along with sending that money to LCIF, we would give our district governor a progressive Melvin Jones Fellow. The back cover of our book was a recipe for a successful Lions Club. Thank you, Lion PID Sangeeta, for offering me the opportunity to share our district cookbook with you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Of course, we have talent. Put lions on the stage and see them set it on fire. You unearth talent and you raise funds. Let's hear what the Lions of Turkey did, how they raise funds through Lions Got Talent.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Multiple District 118, Turkey. I'm Past District Governor Lion Zeynep Kocasinan. Today, we'd like to share with you a dynamic and multifaceted fundraising project by a dynamic young Lions Club in Turkey. İzmir Gündoğdu Lions Club of District 118R is a relatively new Lions Club chartered in 2014. The mixed membership Lions Club chartered 2 new Lions Clubs in the last 4 years, and it still has 39 members, and the average age of its members is 36. The fundraising project that we will share has been inspired by the worldwide famous TV show You've Got Talent, which has been quite popular in Turkey as well. The project is called Lions Got Talent, or Lions Talent, Yeteneklions in short. İzmir Gündoğdu Lions Club, after it was chartered in April 2014, started to look for a fundraising project. They had identified different needs in the community, and they realized that they needed funds to be of service. Also, this young Lions Club wanted to serve with joy, with members enjoying service, making it possible to motivate its members and to do sustainable projects. This is how they thought about this creative project that incorporated many different aspects, such as member motivation, involvement of lions, community support, community service, and more. Let's hear more about it from the Charter Club President, Lion Berk Nazlı.
We started the Lions Talent Project in 2014 and have continued it until 2019-2020, until the COVID-19 pandemic started. Each year, among the many applicants, we accept 12 participants for each show. For each act, at least one performer needs to be a lion. However, they can perform with musicians, artists, and other people who want to take part and support this project. The jury and presenters of the Lions Talent shows are celebrities and professionals of the entertainment industry, and they join our project as volunteers. One of them even became an honorary member of our club. Since famous people take part, this allows us to attract larger crowds, and we are able to organize events where 450 to 500 people buy tickets and attend. Local TV stations broadcast the events, and we get great coverage in newspapers, magazines, and digital media. We always offer a rich food buffet to our guests at the events. At each show, we have a guest of honor, a child or a teenager with a disability such as autism, Down syndrome, or visual impairment, to whom the event is dedicated to. We try to raise awareness for that disability. We have also been able to find 32 sponsors to our events of the project, and 40% of our generated funds come from their contributions. In total, in 4 years, we have been able to generate an income of $51,500 US.
Of course, fundraising projects are done to serve our communities, to serve where needed. İzmir Gündoğdu Lions Club has done amazing service projects with the funds raised through the Lions Talent Project during these 4 Lionstic years. An active Lion, club president for 2020-21, Lion Işılay Ergündede, will share more.
With these funds, we were able to repair and renovate a special children's school, repair the rooms, toilets, and bedrooms of the nephrology ward of a children's hospital. We created a ceramics workshop, space for children with Down syndrome, and opened 2 kindergarten classrooms in an elementary school. We would like to continue our projects in the years to come.
Thank you very much. Best wishes from MD 118 Turkey.
Friends, you would remember that in the previous episode, we had learned about Project Lisa. In this episode, PID Elian from Belgium shares how they raised funds for Project Lisa.
Dear fellow Lions and Leos, my name is Elia van Delle, past International Director from Belgium. Let me introduce you our successful fundraiser, Lisa 365, $1 a day for a student. We try to connect the CSR, corporate social responsibility of local companies, to our Lions Club Ronse, to to support local young students. Club 96 was born. We found 96 supporters for our LISA project. And Lion Brecht de Roek will explain the project more in detail. Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you about some alternative ways to fund your fundraising projects in these COVID times, and may give you some ideas to apply this in your local fundraising projects. Now, how can you convince sponsors or companies to sponsor your initiative? Well, just explain the initiative. Just say them with $1 a day, you can help youngsters in the search of self-sustainability. You can just help people who have problems at home or have financial problems to obtain a degree. So that's a very noble goal. Another way to convince them is to thank your sponsors. We do it, for example, by inviting them to a network event where they can meet other sponsors and where they can attend a testimonial of one of the supported students. Some keys to success: put together a committee specifically for this fundraising, so really dedicated committee. Involve all members of the club. You will see that the more members of the club are involved, the more members are aware of your project, the higher the sponsoring will be. Support also the members by providing them sufficient information. That's one of the key things. If the members don't, in the first place, don't know what the project is about, that can be a problem. But the second problem is if they don't have the material, the information that they can send to a company, that can be a failure as well. How can you find sponsors? Well, really easy. Use the network of your Lions Club as such. You might have bonds with other clubs. Use the network of the members of your Lions Club. If you put together the whole of this network, then you will be amazed about how many companies you could reach. Use the social media. Use LinkedIn, which is more professional, but also use Facebook, Instagram, etc. Organize a pitch at the professional trade union. That can be a help as well.
Hallo, mijn naam is Faisal. Ik ben 27 jaar en ik werk bij Biposbank sinds 2016. Eerst als dossierbeheerder hypothecaire kredieten en sinds kort ben ik teamleader geworden van het dienst back-office. En dat is eigenlijk wat ik altijd had willen bereiken in mijn professionele carrière. Maar vandaag wil ik het hebben over fantastische mensen die het positieve verschil hebben kunnen maken in mijn leven. Mensen die mij hebben geholpen om deze resultaten te bereiken. In mijn laatste jaar aan de middelbare school zat ik in een situatie waarbij ik de ambitie en het wil had om verder te studeren. Maar omwille van financiële beperkingen kon ik mijn hogere studies niet aanvatten. Maar dan gebeurde het mirakel. Ik kreeg te horen van mijn leerkracht dat de Lions mij financieel gingen steunen om mijn studies aan de Hogeschool Gent te kunnen starten. Het was een fantastische nieuws voor mij. Wat voor mij onmogelijk was, werd plots van handbereik. Wat voor mij ook heel belangrijk was, en ik zou zelf zeggen het belangrijkste, dat is het morele hulp dat ik kreeg van de Lions. Als student word je met de verschillende moeilijke periodes geconfronteerd. En ik was daarbij geen uitzondering. Maar gelukkig had ik de juiste mensen rondom mij. De leden van de Lions hebben mij met raad en daad bijgestaan en telkens opnieuw een duw in de goede richting gegeven wanneer ik het nodig had. En na 3 jaar harde labeur was ik gediplomeerd met onderscheiding. En met diploma op zak was ik eindelijk klaar voor het echte leven. Omdat ik zoveel hulp had gekregen, wilde ik ook mijn steentje bijdragen aan de gemeenschap door de behoeftige mensen om me heen te helpen. Ik heb ook binnen mijn capaciteiten financieel kunnen bijdragen aan hetzelfde goede doel waar ik hulp van had gekregen, de Lions. Ik werd geholpen en vandaag wil ik helpen.
Thank you. The strength of our organization is definitely the fact that we are global. We may stay in one place, but should a disaster strike, Lions garner funds for support from anywhere in the world. Let us hear District Governor Tony as he explains how the Lions of Montreal supported the Lions of Lebanon.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share our success story for what the District 1, Montreal, Quebec, and Canada has done in raising funds for Lebanon after the catastrophic explosion that hit Beirut in August 2020. All the clubs in our district responded to my call to support the people who were affected and lost their homes. Some clubs organized virtual activities between members by collecting money and approaching their communities, such as selling cakes, chocolate, and selling raffle tickets whose profit went to the schools. All this considering that in Quebec, we had very strict restrictions that prevented clubs from doing physical activities. I would like to take this occasion to thank all these clubs. A great fundraiser was also organized by a Lion member of our district, who is also the ambassador of the New Voices in Marketing, Lion Mirai Harb, who is an international singer and who organized a musical concert on behalf of New Voices, and a good part of the profits were sent to Lebanon to support the families. District 1 also participated generously by offering a good amount from its disaster support account to the families and to help rebuild some devastated and destroyed houses. Also, the Lions Club of Montreal Cedars of Lebanon has organized repetitive fundraisers through GoFundMe accounts, and the money collected has allowed us to distribute food, clothing, money, and support many specific needs to the people of Beirut who have lost everything. As you also know, a large centennial environmental monument representing the history between the Lions Clubs International and humanity is being prepared for to be inaugurated in the coming months and will be located in the city of Montreal. For this purpose, small statues that represent this monument, produced in limited quantities, will be put on sale next month, and a good part of the profits will also be used to support this cause. These statues are made of broken glass from the explosion in Beirut, as well as debris collected from the destroyed houses, to symbolically say that hope is present, and like the phoenix, Lebanon, the land of cedars, will rise again. Thank you, dear Parts International Director AP Singh and Sanjita Jatia, for this share, and wish you all the success. Greetings from Montreal to India and to all the world. Thank you.
There is so much of emotion there, and that passion keeps the Lions going. And now we are here with the last of the initiatives, the last presentation, which comes to us from International Director BJ Blankenship. It's unique, it's very different. Let's hear it from him.
Hello, I'm International Director BJ Blankenship from MD12 in Tennessee. I started growing a beard my district governor year 2008-2009, and everybody said since it came out white I should start playing Santa Claus. So I started playing Santa Claus, my wife, past District Governor Carolyn, and myself. And in 2009 and 10, I was council chair. I decided I would try to auction it off at a leadership function we was having, our Tennessee Lions Learning Retreat. It brought in a little over $700. Half of it went to the leadership retreat to help pay expenses, and half of it went to LCIF. Well, since that time, every year I've auctioned it off, and since I've been an international director, I've started wherever I'd be speaking at around January after Christmas time, I would auction it off. 2 years ago, we were in Minnesota, and the district governor who worked up beforehand, the district governor, myself, and 2 more individuals started raising funds for head shavings and beard shavings. He also played Santa Claus. And that night, I think they said where they raised funds during the year for childhood cancer, they raised in excess of $17,000 from their Lions and Lions clubs in that district in Minnesota. This last year, we happened to be at home in our home district, District 12S, and we got to challenging the clubs to donate funds for my beard to be shaved. And we raised a little over $1,200 in a short span of time. Half of it going to childhood cancer, half of it going to LCIF, Lions Club International Foundation. After I get through my little telling you about it right now, you'll see some pictures which will show my beard before they were shaved. It'll show an after picture of me after I've been shaved. And one picture will show myself and my wife, past District Governor Carolyn, dressed up as Mr. and Miss Santa Claus. But this last time when it was shaved, I had former First Lady Diane Corlew. She was first Vice President spouse, Donna Townsend. Both of them was cutting the beard off, and in the picture you'll see they cut a bunch off with scissors and everything. They was holding it up over my head. They had a good time. I had a good time. But anytime we can do something like that and raise funds to help Lions and help our agencies, we're more than proud to do it. I never thought I'd ever get paid to shave my beard every year, but one night a year, Carolyn gets to see a man that she doesn't get to see the rest of the year, and that's a beardless BJ. Thank you.
So we've heard so many wonderful ideas, so much diversity in the ways that our Lions are creative and innovative in doing traditional fundraising, or taking their fundraising online, or adapting to a restricted pandemic world and still succeeding in finding ways. As Vice President Bryan said, this is never an excuse, it is an opportunity. I hope you're able to take all of these ideas away, sift through them, and find the ones that you can adapt or adopt to work for you. In closing, I want to give a very, very special thank you to the Lions Leadership Academy of Multiple District 322, our technical support team who's been with us through every one of our 8 episodes this year, our lead for all of this work, PID Sangeeta Jatia and PID AP Singh. Now, this has been a great experience for Lions and Leos around the world, and we certainly wouldn't want it to end. I think there's going to be an announcement coming soon of a new series that we can look forward to beginning shortly. And for that, I thank you in advance to this amazing, amazing team. Now, we wouldn't be doing justice to the topic of fundraising if we didn't announce how our fundraising has worked out today. So please, let's have an update on our online auction in support of LCIF conducted right here online today.
VIP Joe Preston, thank you so much once again. And the painting has a bidder for $1,125 US. $1,125 US. And that painting goes to Lion R.K. Shah. Thank you so much, Lion R.K. Shah. And I must say, it continued. The bidding 1,000, 1,100, we had quite a number of takers. So past President Joe, whenever you feel like sending over a painting, you are most welcome to do so. And thank you again.
He's the governor-elect.
He's the governor-elect from New Delhi. So thank you so much, Governor-elect R.K. Shah. We are extremely grateful to each one of our executive officers and, of course, to Vice President Dr. Patty Hill. What you've done for us, I don't think anybody else would have even done. You have really stepped up. You've guided, motivated, mentored, and done just about everything for making this series what it is. And what's going to come next? We will let you know in good time. It's still work in progress, but it will definitely be there. And we look forward to all the support that we've got from those contributors, thousands of them, and so many whom we could not even entertain even today, because we know we have time limitations. So many of you raised your hands, wrote on the chat box that you would like to speak. Sorry, we couldn't do it today, but it's not done. We still got lots to go. And as the new year rolls out, we will have another opportunity where you can share your stories. Thanks to Rupesh and Rishi for always really being there for us and broadcasting this entire program through their channel. To Ayush and Akshit Bagla, the two tech guys who are there to support us, if you would share your screen, we would be very happy to say a good thank you to all of you. And of course, to Jennifer Mack from LCI, who has supported us tremendously in making and giving us the go-ahead and helping us with the research. And to each one of you for joining in, the Lion leaders of multiple districts 322, who have relentlessly promoted the program and even made sure that everybody was here, even though we definitely have run much over our time. But that is because of all the love and affection that we get from the Lions around the globe. Thank you, Lions. Till we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, everybody. Wishing you goodbye. We'll meet again.